Black Soil is a startup company really aimed at helping to solve two problems. One is food security, one is food safety. Why do I say food security? World population has increased maybe 30 years ago from 4 billion people to now 7.5, maybe on its way to 10 billion people. But our land for agriculture is shrinking. Especially in China, the absolute number of people is still increasing. It's now 1.37 billion. It'll probably cross 1.6 billion in 5 years. And the arable land is shrinking, especially in coastal cities, coastal areas, where industrialization, urbanization is eating up agricultural land, and more importantly, pollution is happening throughout the country, which obviously affects the things we eat. So that brings us to the issue of food safety. Chinese people are becoming more food conscious. They want to eat food that is organic, that is green, that is harmless. But unless you can tackle this problem from the source, which is the land and the soil, you won't be able to solve the food safety and the food security issue. So I started looking at this about 2 years ago and realized much of the problem with food safety and food security in China relates to small scale. China agricultural land is still farmed by small families, individual families, with average of about 10 mu, which is maybe 1.5 acres by the US measurement. And that is way, way too small for any economies of scale, for any scientific planting, and for using modern scientific technologies to improve yield, to improve quality. In China, land ownership is divided into state-owned land and collectively owned land. Collectively owned means a village. All of the residents in the village, farmers in the village own the land. Then the land is given to individual families on a contractual basis. Last year, the government in China pronounced a new set of policies to separate the contractual right from the land use right, so that they can, the farmers can now lease out land use rights. That allows people like ourselves to go in and collect these land use rights and then consolidate small pieces of land into large modern farms. That's on one hand. On the other hand, there are state-owned farms that are not being run efficiently. So we can go in and help them modernize their farms, but that land is already owned by the state. All we need to do is just lease it from the state on a contractual basis. So by doing that, we hope to create large farms just like they have in Canada and in the United States. So we can have modern management, we can have experts working on irrigation and soil improvement, on seed selection, and on the best technologies to improve quality and quantity. In China, there are a lot of low-hanging fruit. The industry is so inefficient that just a slight improvement will help you improve your returns. For example, in corn production, China's yield is maybe 1/3 to 1/2 of the United States. And the cost of production is double the cost of the United States, with the biggest cost item being fertilizers. And if you ask the experts, China's land is over-fertilized. China's use of fertilizers is 4 times the average of the United States. So if you just cut down the use of fertilizers, use what they call precision agriculture, instead of feeding the land whatever fertilizers you can get, you determine what nutrients the land needs, and then just give the land enough of the nutrients instead of over-fertilizing it. You save a lot of cost. And you also increase productivity, you increase yield. As a finance professional, you look at the opportunity set, whether it's big enough. In China, agricultural land is 1.8 billion more of land. How many people are doing agriculture? You look around, maybe only 5 companies in China. There's limited competition, huge market, extremely fragmented market, fragmented ownership, and a lot of low-hanging fruit. So it's a great market for, I think, private equity investors and private equity professionals to use their deal-making skills to bring resources together to help modernize the sector. We are investing in China's largest potato processing company with integrated value chain from plantation to processing to finished product to marketing and sales. So it is a state-owned company sort of reform project, and it's a fun project to take on. It's it's from start to finish. We'll probably do it in 6 months, which is very good speed for a complex transaction, and I'm using all my previous skills to get this done. I'm very proud of it. The other one is the rice company that is B2C. So we're innovating on the sales channel, on the sales strategy, branding and packaging. So all the fun stuff that is more on the operating side than the investing side.